Hey there. Happy 2024, everybody. Yes, it is a wonderful new year. We're kicking it off very good. We have some very good, energies that's going on. I appreciate everybody coming to tune in. I know everybody said, hey, I should give y'all the heads up before I go, but my bad. Next week I'll probably do a little better. But again, we're coming back with the reentry perspective as I usually do. Yeah, I am solo today. There were some different people that had other obligations that were going on, but it's all right. I'm here to talk about, the importance of self-development. Without further ado, I'm always going to get right into it. And like I said, for myself, this year has been so good so far. Started out with a bang, so many different plans, so many things that are going on. But again, I'm always here to build up, to motivate, to educate, and allow people, to understand from different perspectives or different views. So always remember that this is never a challenge or this is never a put down for anybody. If anything, is something to uplift and motivate individuals, not just individuals that are returned to society, but individuals that are, dealing with everyday life as well. So again, I'm here. And like I said, we're going to be touching on this self development thing because I believe that self development in the one's life is so very important. And then you can look at it from different sectors in life. When you're looking at your personal development, whether it be from an emotional standpoint, whether it be from a mental standpoint, whether it be from a physical or social, spiritual, however the case may be, all of us at one point in time, just in general, we should always find ourselves building within that self-development. Whether it be reading books, whether it be, taking courses, taking classes, understanding that the different viewpoints of a person's life has a lot, to do with a person's future. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I look back over my life, the past couple years, I see that I've grown a lot. I've grown a lot mentally. I've grown a lot, of course, physically. See, I got a big as a house, but nonetheless, especially the mental part, and I'm saying the educational part has been intricate as well, along with the spiritual. But the reason why I get back to like the mental part, when you're dealing with your sanity, when you're dealing with the mind, it has a lot to do with you as a human being in general. You see how many people, deal and battle with the depressions, they deal and battle with different emotions that go on. People have loved ones they lost in the past and things like that. But in order to cope with these type of things, you definitely have to develop a strong mental capability. And sometimes some people are not as strong as others, but this is something that you can develop over time. I lean again towards the educational factor as well, because again, knowledge is power. I tell people all the time, people that always inbox me or some of the places where I speak at to a lot of individuals that are returning home and things like that, knowledge is always going to be power. There's going to be situations where you're just going to have to learn some things. And then I tell everybody, you don't have to go to college to try to be a rocket scientist or, you don't have to try to be the smartest person in the world. But at the same time, you want to at least be able to go somewhere in life. Because again, the only way you could get certain places is like if you know something or someone. You know what I'm saying? So it's very key that we pay attention to um, how can I say it? And I don't mean to drift off just a little bit, but we pay attention to the things we allow to be poured into our lives. Because again, it goes back to that saying that the bad company corrupts good morals. Okay, yes, it does form with the people that surround you. So that goes back to like your environment, the people that surround you. Are these people building you up, or are they just keeping you down? Are they poking holes in you? Are they, just bad energy? A lot of times people speak on that. Yeah, the energies, the vibes, and things like that. Yeah, you got to be very discerning. When it comes to the energies and the vibes that you bring around you. So again, me personally, like when you speak from a social aspect, just in general, I have trust issues with people. I have trust issues for the simple fact is a lot of people have misused me in the past. A lot of people have talked garbage on me in the past. A lot of people have, just in general, didn't have my best interest at heart. So a lot of us deal with that type of sector, whether it be just ordinary people, whether it be family members, whether it be friends. Some people, deal with literally trust issues. So again, but that's something that I would have to develop over time to bring those walls down, to bring those, those bars down and allow my heart to open up and trust people. So again, the self-development stage can form in so many different aspects of a person's life. I always keep mentioning them, whether it be emotional, whether it be mental, whether it be physical, whether it be social, whether it be spiritual. And in a lot of ways, a lot of people forget and are not actually, they're never really taught, some of the things growing up either, like how to set goals, how to make plans, how to have a vision of things. A lot of people come into 2024 saying, oh yeah, I got a vision. I want to do this. I want to do that. I mean, me personally, I said, look, I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing. Whether it's a new year, it's another year, whatever the case may be. I mean, I thank God for another year, thank God for another day. But at the same time, all these New Year resolutions and things like that you're planting in your mind, but you're not executing on, it's just a waste of time. But a lot of times, sometimes we got to hone out, we got to zone out, and we got to box people out. Sometimes boxing people out can probably be the best option. Boxing people out, even if you got to disappear for a moment, disappear for a few months. It might take that. It takes that to develop a skill. It might take that to develop, some type of, goal or plan that you have, your eyes set on. Because again, some people may call you weird, may call me weird. Oh, he weird, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. But they don't know I just read like 10 different books. Not my personal books at that, but other self-improvement books. You see what I'm saying? Because them self-improvement books get you places. Nowadays, everything is social media. Everybody's always, on it, which is okay. Social media is okay. I'm not saying there's anything bad. It can actually be leveraged, to get standards, if used properly. But however, everything, like some people, they look at the social media, they get little tips or little hints, and then all of a sudden they try to throw the knowledge on you. But it's like, do you have a real thorough understanding of what you're referring to or what you're studying or what you're trying to convey? But sometimes that stuff is not going to come from a social media reel or social media post. Sometimes you got to dive in. You got to go to that deeper study within self. Only you know what you need to self-develop in, what you need self-develop on. So again, I always try to, even at times when there is no motivation around, sometimes you got to motivate yourself. It may be people that, again, they're going to put you down, but you got to encourage yourself. You got to build yourself up. There's only but so far, in some aspects, because I do believe that everybody should have some type of mentor. And even if you don't have a mentor, you should have some type of guidance or somebody that's been through that experience for them to show you some of the mistakes that they've been through so that you won't make them down the line. Now, me, hands down, I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm talking about, again, from all different perspectives. Think of the 8 domains in life. Whether it be the education, whether it be the financial, whether it be your environment, your health, your personal development, your recreation, your financial. So, again, relationship, whatever the case may be, I've made a lot of mistakes. I'll be the first to say that. Everybody has. So my thing is, again, it all comes back and it narrows down to, again, personal development in your personal life. Knowing what you have to accomplish, knowing what you have to achieve is very important. Okay, Yesenia, it says, they say you can't motivate the unmotivated. It says, I love what I'm hearing. You're so right. Absolutely. A lot of times you can't motivate people that's unmotivated. That's true. You can't help people. Literally, that's really true. You can't help somebody that don't want to help themselves. It's always like that. Like, it's a lot of people, they want you to do everything for them. You try to lead them to the water. They want you to carry them to the water. You're trying to lead them and help them to the water. Sometimes you just got to leave people right where they are. Like there's people that, that I had to leave back in 2023. I had to leave back in 2022. I had to leave back in 2021. Why? Because it was doing no justice. It wasn't benefiting me none. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't benefiting me none. So sometimes you got to leave them right there. You cannot deal with them. You see what I'm saying? So, and the sad thing about it is I knew people that had the knowledge and had the understanding that they could have poured into me. But sometimes people will use that knowledge or the leverage that they have in life to try to belittle you. But that's when you're supposed to dig into your inner self and say, no, I'm going to go above and beyond, and I'm going to study whatever I need to study. I'm going to pursue whatever I need to pursue. And if that required costing you some family members, if it required costing you some relationships, if it required costing you some friends, then so be it. It has to be that way. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. You don't have to, explain yourself, to people. Again, elevation, right? Your elevation owes no explanation. Hands down. Your elevation owes no explanation. That's just hands down. No matter how much you're winning, I'm going to keep winning. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, oh, yeah, well, what this person say or that person say. Nowadays, we living in the cold, cold world. It says that, I always repeat, it says we will grow in a world where people will wax cold hearts and they're going to be lovers of themselves. A lot of people don't understand it. That this is a me, gimme type of world. You see what I'm saying? But you can't allow people to come in and take advantage of you. Take your kindness for weakness. Always have their hands out, wanting things. No. You're not developing. You're not developing. Self-development is meaningful. Even that means self-care. Self-development, meaning if you got to say no. No is no. No, I can't help you with your rent. No, I can't help you with that car payment. No, I can't help you with that, with them Jordans you want. Like how you want some Jordans and your rent back 3 months or something. Like people, the priorities are messed up. But again, going back to self-development. Not everyone else's development or everyone else's needs or everyone else's wants. No, self-development. Building yourself up. Reading a book. Even if the book takes you a month to read, you're reading a book. You're not where you were last year. So again, it's all about, again, the perspective of self-development. And I know that I'm here, rambling on, but if you have any questions, always remember to drop them in the chat. And always remember to share, share, subscribe to this. Yesenia threw something else up here. It says your elevation owes no explanations. Love that. I will affirm that. Let's go. Yes, indeed, Yesenia. I appreciate that support right there because it goes a long way, especially when we come a long way knowing that we've been through things without other people being around. How many times, just think in life, how many times have you been there in a clutch for people, but when you needed somebody in a clutch, they was never there for you? Or they couldn't even afford to be there for you. They couldn't afford to be there for you. So right there in itself, not saying that we hang around people that, the people that can support us, but at the same time, givers have to have a limit. Why? Why givers have to have a limit? Because takers don't have one. People that's always willing to take, they don't have a limit. So that stuff is going to pull out of you. So getting back to this perspective again of the self-development, it goes a long way. It goes a long way and it gets you places where you need to get. I always stress that to people. If it's going to cost you friends, going to cost you family, so be it. We're not in the, we're going to see how the feelings of people and things like that. No, if a person's not caring or if a person's not, on that type of level of even showing compassion to you wanting to self-develop in yourself, you don't need to be around that person. I keep my circle very, very limited. Hey, how you doing? Okay, you said well done. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. I don't want to mispronounce your first name, but I know it's Charles at the end. Yes, thank you so much. But that's what I'm saying. I'm always willing to extend the hand and willing to help people when needed help. But at the same time, you never allow nobody to deter you from what you want to accomplish. That's just period. But again, going back, even when you talk about, when I mentioned about the social development, being able to socialize, understanding like, wow, that your network is your net worth, people that you want. And then there may be some people that don't even want to be around you. And they may have specific keys, for certain doors that you may want to get through. But don't get it twisted. What your creator has for you is for you. So if that door wasn't meant for you to go through, it just wasn't meant for you to go through. You should never waste your time trying to prove to somebody how much of a good person you are. For what? For what? If a person is showing you that they don't care, or if a person is showing you that they don't want to grow, if a person is showing you that, they don't really have time for you, why chase them? For what? You wasting time. So that's just a form, again, of the socialization. That's a form of you just having to understand, look, you got to know when to hold and when to fold them. Like, okay, I don't have to deal with you, I'll just go ahead about my way. No, whatever's for you is for you. So a lot of individuals just in life in general, or people that, like I say, speaking from that reentry perspective, again, growing yourself, because you got to remember when you're behind years, like when you've been like literally taken aback to the years you've lost, you can't expect to just catch up just right away. You can't just expect to just catch up. No, it's going to take time. You're going to have to humble yourself. Don't think that you're on somebody else's level, because everything, somebody else been through, they've been through for their lives. It happened and worked out for them that way. You see what I'm saying? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Cindy. Say, keep going. I love this talk. That's what I'm saying. So it's more, it happened for them that way. Didn't happen for you that way. I tell people all the time, it works out for you. The things that work out for you may not work out for me the same way. The things that work out for me may not work out for you the same way. So we should never be in comparison. Your self-development is your self-development. What's going to be meant for you is meant for you. So I constantly try to build, different stages within my life, because it's very important, especially, like even people building with the spirituality. I know we have different types of faiths, different types of beliefs, different backgrounds here. So like I say, whoever your creator is, whoever you deem, the strength of your life, whoever you deem, the God in the spiritual realm, that's who you ought to trust on. That's the one you rely on to build you and help you and guide you into all truths. So that's why I always try to edify, I always try to build up, versus tear down. I mean, it's time for laughter, it's time for jokes, it's time for, a time for everything. But again, even speaking again back to that knowledge perspective, even knowledge perspective is big. Self-development, it's just huge. And again, I know it's a broad topic, because again, you can relate in so many different realms. Even when you look at the self-development within environments, we are better than our environments. You know what I'm saying? Wherever we're at, we know we can elevate, get to another environment. A lot of people don't understand, but our environments, pretty much dictates and shows a lot in where our trajectory is going. If we don't try to improve or try to get out of certain environments, we're going to find ourselves in a limbo. We're going to find ourselves in a maze. Because again, going back to the bad company corrupts good morals. Same way with environment. Your environment is going to corrupt your morals. It's going to corrupt your mindset. It's going to corrupt your set of thinking, your mindset. That's very huge in life. Um, but again, like I said, I'm here. I'm saying y'all could drop your questions in the chat if y'all have any questions. But self-development is huge. So if you have a loved one that's incarcerated, if you have a loved one that's in an NAA house, recovery home out here in the world, or if you right now listening in prison, or if you right now are listening in one of these halfway houses, just know that your self-development is very important. Where you at, whether you're on your bunk, whether you're in a single cell, whatever the case may be, know that picking up that book, understanding self, understanding, different now, different type of point of views from an educational perspective, your physical physique, health matters as well. Self-development and health. Like me, watching my diet, different things. I should be doing more exercise. I should be doing different things. There's different things that you just got to hold yourself accountable for that others may not. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Yesenia. My next live, 9 out of 10, it might be next Thursday. I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely. And I'll be happy if you want to come on. We'll definitely, we'll pretty much, I could let you know. I appreciate everything. Okay, Mr. Eric Benson, he says self-development is everything, my brother. Yes, indeed. Mr. Eric Benson, you correctly said it. Self-development is everything. And again, and there's so many different ways that you can approach that. But you can never rely on somebody else to give you self-development. Like it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Excuse me for drinking my water, but it's just not going to happen. We have to literally take that step, put pride to the side, understand that it's not going to be easy, especially not in life. In life, nothing is going to be handed to you easy. If it was just that easy, everybody will be far ahead of everybody. Like you can't, it's not just that easy. We got to figure that time and understand that, it's something that you just got to think out. You got to, it's like a thought process. It's a process that comes in time. A lot of times people say, oh, all the accomplishments that I've accomplished over time. And I always piggyback off from when I came home back in 2016. So just last year in October, I've been home 7 years. So, but all the things that I've accomplished over time, again, it came over time. Rather it been, establishing, grounds out here in the world. If it came to establishing of purchasing property, if it came to establishing of starting a business, if it came to establishing, just different things, establishing different grounds in the community, meeting different community leaders and having a forceful impact in different things, is very, very, key that, it came over time. Nothing just comes overnight. Nothing. It's the same exact way of credit. When you look at your credit gradually gets better when you got different things going on. A lot of people be thinking, okay, because I got a 720, but I got one little credit card on there. Oh, look, I got excellent credit. No, does not work that way. There's a lot of other factors, a lot of key components that go on behind the scenes that you don't know about. But you won't know that not unless you experienced it. You see what I'm saying? See, I've did some things where I had to experience some things like, wow, I didn't know that. But had I not gone through the experience, I wouldn't have figured that out. So sometimes we got to bump our head a couple of times doing things to be like, wow, okay, I know not to do that next time. It's a reason why, like Warren Buffett, these top investors, it's a reason why they don't invest in companies not unless you fail 3 or 4 times. It's a reason why, because they know that you learned something from every time you fell. I had a company fail before. I said, dang, I thought this thing was going to be a success, but it fell. You know what I'm saying? It started off great. I'm talking about numbers was chirping. I'm like, whoa, okay. Yeah, we up. But the next thing I know, I said, wow, okay, I didn't know this would happen, or I didn't know this could happen. The inevitables do happen. That's what we have to remember. Inevitables do happen. Things just come out of the ordinary. So, but you don't stay there. It's not the end of the world. Especially when you're young, you're still growing and you still have the mentality of a soldier. You have a mentality. You see that line behind me? That's my personality. That's my personality. Lion of Judah. That's my personality. I'm gonna keep going at it till I get it right. You know what I mean? I don't just stay there. Okay, it says self-introspection says with oneself is key. Yes, sir, Mr. Eric Benson. Thank you, saying you said you are an inspiration. You are telling the story and giving the hope to those who also struggle and do not believe in themselves or that can do something special with their lives. Keep growing and going. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I'm glad that this is helping, people out there. Okay. All right, I'm Mr. Owens here. Okay, we appreciate you tuning in again, and that's what this is for. This is like, for more so educational purposes. This is, to help people grow. That's why I believe that when you do when you share these things, it can go a long way. It can help people. People understand like this, even though I know that it says reentry perspective, but at the same time, it's more along the lines for people that live everyday life that hasn't had to go through a transitioning from, a prison cell or transitioning from a recovery house. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. It was more so along the lines of, okay, help is help. Education, education material is educating material. We can't sit here and just say, okay, this doesn't apply to me because I haven't been through this. Like, no, but for the most part, this can relate to anybody. You know what I mean? So again, I'm always building up, looking for opportunities to build on different platforms to build on. I'm always all for it. Like I was speaking at the prison the other day and I told them, I said, one of the greatest challenges, even though you made your accomplishments from graduating from barber school, graduating from business school, and whatever the case may be. But I was telling them, I said, but the biggest obstacle and the biggest challenge is going to be when you have to return back to life, when you have to return back to society. You know what I mean? When things hit you in the face, when you got to walk on parole. You know what I'm saying? When they want your parole fees and you didn't even get a job yet, which is, they put a lot of pressure on you, especially when you have kids, but then it's like you're trying to find a job, you're trying to do things. There's so much, that's going, in different perspectives. Okay, Mr. Eric Benson. Okay, you said I would love to have you on my podcast called Success After Lockdown. I have a platform that highlight men and women like yourself who evolve positively out of their unfortunate circumstances. Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to join you, Mr. Benson. I appreciate you even giving me the invitation. Yes, that'll be definitely great. I'm always with collaborating. I know we all have lives. I know we all get busy at times, but I wouldn't mind, definitely trying to find some time and definitely getting on there. Here you go. You mentioned something here. When still on the camera says success after lockdown will highlight men and women who made bad decisions in their youth, paid dearly for those decisions with their lives, and rose to the occasion by growing and developing into mature adults. Success after lockdown are men and women who contribute to giving back positively to their communities as well as educating the youth in society to circumvent those youth from making those bad decisions in their lives and equip those youth with the leadership skills, are. Yeah, so yeah, definitely good insight right there, Mr. Benson. I really appreciate that. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised of that a lot of people again they're watching you, they're checking different things, but definitely you said success after lockdown And if you want to drop that link in the chat, Mr. Benson, no problem. I'll throw it up there so everybody can see it, but just drop it there in the chat or even on the message which you just sent. That's not a problem. But yeah, so I see we hitting the 30-minute marker, y'all. Again, I didn't want to go on too long. I just wanted to come and drop that in, let y'all know how it was going so far this year. Like I said, so many things popped off already, and I was like, wow, like it just get better and better. Like I'm telling you, like when I look back at like 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, everything was just all going uphill. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to look like this now. But I'm not saying that to brag or anything. I'm not saying none of that, because I've had, ups and downs, but I've never been in a limbo whereas I'm like, oh no, I'm giving up. Absolutely not. I don't care what the situation may look like. I came this far by faith, and I'm gonna continue by faith, because it's only by the strength of God that I'm still here. Period. It's only by the strength of God that that I'm able to even sit here on this platform and utilize the knowledge and the things that I have to pour into other people. So again, I'm like I said, I'm coming to a closing. So I've been on here about 31 minutes, but again, from the perspective of self-development, is very important. Remember those key times. Remember to share this video, like or share this video, repost it. Those who are on LinkedIn, also over there, YouTube or Facebook. Remember, like, share, comment. Give it to somebody that that definitely wants to hear some different encouraging words, especially from the self-development perspective. Again, it's the reentry perspective, and I was just sharing about the importance of the self-development. It's Keenan Hudson. Y'all know how I do. I'm always, again, I might be on here next Thursday as well, even probably before that. Be on the look for some podcasts too. Thank you, Amanda. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And again, so I'm going to wrap up here for now. I hope you guys had got something out of this, really. And like I said, I don't mean to close it up all early, but I don't want to bore everybody. I just wanted to bring that in, but it's very important that people pay attention to what's going on. So without further ado, y'all go ahead and have a good night. I appreciate y'all coming into the new year with good vibes, good energy. We had a good talk tonight, good comments here. We appreciate everything. Again, any questions, anything, you inbox or, again, KeenanMusic27@gmail.com. You go ahead and email me or however you guys want to do it. So all of y'all have a good night and have a good, again, beginning of a fresh, brand new year. I appreciate y'all tuning in. All right. Y'all take care. Y'all peace.